Today, we find out a huge secret that the DM kept from the group after years of playing. Let's throw a log on this dumpster fire. This was my first gaming group straight out of high school about 20 years ago. We had about 5 to 8 players in the game, but the only character of note here is the GM PC, a human psionicist. The GM had crafted a storyline where all of the player characters had inherited a magical weapon from their parents and were sent off into the world with it. We soon discovered that each weapon was missing 6 gems that would restore the weapons to full power. Their purpose was to defeat an ancient evil known as the Shadow King that was being resurrected. As a note, the Scion did not have one of these weapons. We played the game every weekend for years, slowly but surely collecting the gems for our weapons and preparing for the final fight of the campaign. For the most part, the Scion wasn't a problem. He was, however, playing one of the more broken classes in 2nd edition. We eventually made it all the way up to 18th level. This is when we discovered a horrible secret. The Scion was not just a psionicist. He was a character the GM had played for years before meeting us, and he was multi-classing. So he was actually a 16th level ranger, a 17th level bard, and now an 18th level psionicist at this point. In 2nd edition, multi-classing was weird. If you multi-classed, you started back at level 1, losing everything except your HP. You only got your abilities back once you were a level higher than your old class. He had used this campaign as an excuse to level up his favorite character in another class. At this point, the power gap between the Scion and the group was vast. He could kill every last one of us in a fight without breaking a sweat. And sometimes the GM even constructed stories where he made sure we were aware of that. The final straw in the story was when we confronted the big bad evil guy, Shadow King. We learned that our weapons were near useless, for only the son of the Shadow King could stop him. But who could this mythological hero be? Where, oh where would we find him? Oh, it's the Scion. Of course it is. So we all took a backseat as he described the epic final battle of the campaign, a battle that we could do nothing but watch. There are many more horror stories with the man that would be Scion, but this was the first. He went on to helm many more disasters in Star Wars, Shadowrun, and MechWarrior. When I was finally brave enough to take up the mantle of running a game, he was by far the worst player as well. His ego knew no bounds. But alas, that is a story for another time. And you might ask why? Why would we stay and play with him for so many years even after this? Well, he was our friend and cool when not in game, and back then it was also pretty hard to find a group in my town. Also, as a side note, I've played in many campaigns where the GM had an NPC for one reason or another. The Scion player is the only one I've ever played with that took advantage of it in every disgusting way possible. This is one of the worst DMs ever. It's one thing to go for shock value and being disgusting, but it takes a real lowlife to ruin years of build-up for completely selfish reasons. DM became the main character and made the party weak and useless simultaneously. That DM is no friend. That is unforgivable. What do you all think about this situation?